Hey everyone! For today's video, I'm going to show you how to make this super cute, easy birthday card. It's a very masculine birthday card, and I've been into making masculine cards a lot lately, so I figured I'd show you guys this one. This one's got a little boo-boo on it. I think I got some adhesive on it, so we're going to pretend like you don't see that. But this is the card we're going to make today. We're going to be using the Sky's the Limit Celebration stamp set. The reason that I really wanted to showcase this stamp set is because this is only going to be available until today. Today is the last day that you can receive this stamp set by spending $50. So if you haven't already picked this up, I absolutely love this one. This is one of the first stamp sets that I got this go around with Celebration, and I am in love with it. So I really wanted to showcase this because today is the very last day that you can get this stamp set. So if you haven't purchased it, jump on it. All the links to everything will be in the coordinating blog post, which is the first link in the description below. You can go over to my website, and everything is linked there. All you have to do is click on the picture and it'll take you directly there. So if you have not gotten this stamp set yet, get this one now. So we're going to be showcasing that stamp set. We're also going to be using just one ink pad for this one, so it's a very easy card to get, just limited if you only have limited supplies. The nice thing about this card is I think that if you purchased everything, you would be able to get to your $50 to get this stamp set for free. So I will put all of that kind of information in my coordinating blog post. Give you guys a little bit more on the number side of everything. But we're going to be using Tip Top Taupe as our ink pad. We're also going to be using Tip Top Taupe Cardstock. This is cut at 8.5 by 5.5, and it's going to make an A2 size card. I also have this piece of paper here, and this is from the Going Places paper stack. That's part of the Occasions catalog. Oops. This is cut at 4 by 5. So it's different than what you normally see a card base from me, or a card layer, I should say. But I think I like that it gives it a little bit more dimension, or not dimension, but it just gives it something a little bit different. So that is that. And then I also have 2 scraps of Whisper White, and just scraps. I just grabbed whatever I had on hand to use to cut out our plain and image, and our plain and clouds, sorry. So I don't know how much I'm going to need, so I just grabbed a couple of scraps. Again, these are just scraps. It's just for this part here. And then I also have another little piece, a thinner piece of Whisper White, and this is cut at 1 inch tall, and then I'm not sure how wide it is. Let's see. It's about 8.5 inches wide. It doesn't matter how wide it is, you just want to make sure that it's longer, or it's wider than 5 inches, so that you have a little bit of room to wrap it around on the back. And that's it for our supplies today, so let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, so for this card, I want to start off by doing all of our little images that we're going to be stamping and cutting out and putting onto the card. So I'm going to grab my stamp set, and we're going to be using the plain and both of the cloud images. I'm just going to set that off to the side right now. And, oh, it's too big, so I'm going to use this block. And I'm just going to mount up my little plane. This is an H block, for those of you that are curious. And then this is a C block, and I'm just going to actually mount both of the clouds on this one block, because I'm going to be, we're going to be stamping and cutting them out, so it doesn't really matter where they go. Again, we're going to be using Tip Top Taupe ink. And I'm just going to get that really nice and juicy and inked up. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp down my plane. I'm going to do 2 planes. I found that we're going to end up fussy cutting these, and I found that I am probably not the best fussy cutter in the world. So it helps for me to have an extra every once in a while. Clean off my stamp off to the side really fast. You guys know I like to have my stamps clean as I go. And then maybe I'll position these a little bit differently. I guess it doesn't really matter. I just want them as close together as they can be, so I maximize my space. And I'm just going to stamp a bunch of these little clouds. I'm going to do as many sets on this one sheet as I can. I only did 3 on the sample that I had, but I figure why not? We'll get, if we don't need all of them, then we can keep them off to the side. So that's all the inking that we're going to do for now. Now what I'm going to do is fussy cut these out. If you've never done fussy cutting before, it's not my favorite thing in the world, and like I was just saying, I'm not really the best at it. But essentially all I'm going to do is just take some scissors and cut around the image to really cut it out, and then this is what we're going to use to decorate our card. So I'm going to cut out, I just need one plain, so if this one turns out okay, I'm just going to use this one, and then I'm going to cut out all of our little clouds, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I cut out my plain and then 3 sets of the clouds. I think that'll be enough. If I need to cut out the other one, I can just cut it out really fast. So I'm going to set these off to the side, and then we're going to grab, I should have stamped this earlier when I had this out. We're going to grab our stamp, our greeting, and let me see which one I want to use. For the sample, I did happy birthday, but maybe I want to do a congratulations. I don't have many congratulations cards. We'll go ahead and do congratulations. Oops, sorry. I just knocked my tripod. Okay. So I'm just going to take my block, and this is a D block. Yeah. And I'm just going to take my thin little strip that I showed you guys earlier. I'm going to ink this guy up. If you've noticed, I really like doing bands for my sentiments recently. I really like doing them. So, just going to stamp that down just like that. Clean that guy off. And now we're ready to put everything together. I almost just dropped that on my hand. Okay, so we're going to take, I didn't need this little scrap, so I'm going to set that off to the side. We're going to take our piece of Designer Series paper, and we're going to take our little band, and I always forget to grab my adhesive. I remember to grab dimensionals this time, just not my actual adhesive. So I'm going to, oh man, and now it's out. You know, things that happen in the middle of the video, and I'm not going to cut this out because this is real life. This is what really happens when you're crafting. Okay, now that we're back, pretend like that never happened. So I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of this guy, just like that. And I'm going to just center it up on my little card base, or my little layer. And you want to really rub that down and then just flip it over, and ooh, that looks like a wood grain to me instead of marble, which is what the back of that, the other side of this paper looks like. Anyways, so now we have our little sentiment on there. Now we're going to use our dimensionals, and excuse me, I'm going to take just some regular size dimensionals. 3 is probably enough. 3 is probably more than enough. And stick them on the back of the plane. And I'm going to figure out where I want this to go. I think I want it right about there, so that looks good. Whoops. I don't actually want to use the big ones. I want to use the edges for these. Sorry, I have like a tickle in my throat right now. So I'm going to just do these, whoops, one by one, because I don't want to overcrowd the card. So I just want to kind of do a couple here and a couple there. Mix in some small ones. And all I'm doing is just cutting the edges off of my dimensionals. You guys can see I love using the edges. It works super well. Where's that one that I just had? There it is. There's that one, and we'll do another big one down at the bottom. Right there, and then I think we'll do one more small one, and that should be good. So just cut that little piece in half, stick it on the back. There, just like that. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do, in one of my previous videos, I was talking about the stability of your card having to do with how many layers of cardstock you have on it. And this is a perfect example about what I was kind of talking about in that video. This card, I only have this one layer of the designer series paper. So if you don't use enough dimensionals or enough adhesive, whatever that may be, your card is going to start sagging in places. And especially on this card, because we have so much on top of it, it's going to sag really easily. Oops, I only need one more. So I'm using a lot of dimensionals, as you can see. 13 dimensionals on this, but it's going to give it all of that stability, so there's no possibility that this is going to sag or it's going to get destroyed if you mail this card to somebody. So with that being said, I just wanted to kind of throw that out there because that's a lot of dimensionals. And dimensionals are so inexpensive that honestly, I go through them like nobody's business, and it's really not that big of a deal. I think they're a couple bucks for a pack of 100 or 300. So they're really, if you're going to use an excessive amount of anything, dimensionals is something that you would be okay doing. I'm going to move that out of my way. I should have folded my card base before I did that. So again, this is just a piece of Tip Top Taupe cut at 8.5 by 5.5. All you have to do is just take your regular piece of 8.5 by 11 piece of paper and cut it straight down the middle, and that's how you get your card base. So now I'm just going to center this guy up on here, place it down, and there you go. The only difference that I did with this one is I did put a piece of white, Whisper White in there, just so that it's easier to write your sentiment on. But other than that, this is the card. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment. Go over to my website and use the contact me form over there. Also, if you're interested in getting any of these products, visit the coordinating blog post. Everything that we used to create this card will be linked over there, and it's really easy. You can just click on the pictures and it takes you straight there to my website where you can purchase these products from me. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!